Hello YouTube, welcome back. Chris here. Today I've got an exciting new product to show you, the long-awaited Aventure Point 2 from Aventon. This is the first of these that we've seen, just came out, and it's got some exciting new features I want to go through with you here. I do have an example of the original Aventure over here, so we can kind of compare the two. But let's dive into some of the cool features of this new bike. First and foremost, this bike does come in a step over and a step through. This one here is the step over. Both of them come in two colors. The step over comes in this gray, or what they call camouflage green. The step through comes in a blue or in a black. Display looks to be the same, but they have added over here a different controller that now has arrows. Those are going to be turn signals. If you click one of these, you can see up on the display that will show you which way your turn signal is going. And down at the back of the bike here, we have turn signals. Now, one thing they did add to make that possible is they now have lights on both sides of the rear of the bike. The original Aventure just had a single tail light on the left-hand side of the bike over here, and it's not a turn signal. So a nice little upgrade there, a little added safety. I'm not sure how much that's going to be super important, as it's not a typical feature on a bicycle, but it could give you a little bit more visibility when you're slowing down to turn, especially if you're already on the road a lot. So it could be a really nice handy feature to have. Next thing is a pretty obvious one. They're including a rear rack on this bike. Now, rear racks were always available for the Aventure, but this one they're including it in the price of the bike, so you don't have to worry about paying extra for it or trying to find the right one. It's already going to come on the bike. Where this guy came with fenders but no rack, now we have fenders and a rack on our new Aventure. The last update to this bike, which I think is going to be the biggest and most important one, but also the least obvious, is going to be down here at the bottom bracket. Now, if we look at the non-drive side of the bottom bracket here, there's really not a lot to see. But in contrast, if we look at the non-drive side of our original Aventure, you can see a cadence sensor there. And what that cadence sensor does is it's going to determine how fast or how many rotations per minute you're making of the crank, and that's how it's going to know how much to assist you. So as you pedal faster, it's going to provide more assist. This bike does not have that. So the way they're going to provide assist on this bike is what's called a torque sensor. The torque sensor is actually built into the bottom bracket. If we could get under it, you'll see a wire coming out of it. I can't really get the camera down there easily. And that's going to assist you based on how hard you're working. So as you put in more watts, the bike is going to work harder and give you more assist. So when you start out, it's not going to really take off on you. It's going to give a gradual, slow assist at first. And as you work harder, it's going to provide more and more assist, giving you a much more realistic and smoother ride. On top of that, with all these new features, you would think, oh my gosh, how much has this bike gone up in price? Well, the original Aventure last year was selling at $19.99. They've actually dropped the price on this. So they're now selling this bike at $18.99, and that includes all those great new features, your turn signals, two tail lights, torque sensor, and your rack. So fantastic buy. As always, Aventon gives you a lot of bike for your money, and just a really good deal. I highly recommend checking one of these out. I wish I had a chance to ride the bike, but it is brand new and we have a whole lot of snow and ice on the ground, so I don't want to get it all dirty just yet. But I'll probably do an update shortly after I get a chance to ride this and talk a little bit more about the ride quality. If you like this video, please like and subscribe. I'm going to do some more videos just like this, and we'll see you next time.